it was actually we had a dress rehearsal, but the last time before that was March of 2020. This is actually, we had a concert planned, but because of COVID just coming out, we had to cancel the live audience. So this is actually the first concert where we've had a live audience since the renovation of Town Hall. It's been that long. So welcome, I'm so glad you're all here. Now the title of this concert tonight, is For the Love of Music. And that theme is about the love that we're sharing as musicians that we've missed for the last year and a half. And in choosing this program, I considered whether it should all be, all happy music. And at that first piece, obviously very, very happy, right? The last piece of the concert was also quite happy. But I thought, a sandwich with all happy, like three slices of bread is just not that interesting, right? So we need some meat in the middle. And I thought, we're not really past COVID yet. I mean, we're still with masks and stuff and all these procedures and everything, right? And so I wanted to play a piece that reflected some of the struggles we're all facing during this past. So I found this piece, Strauss' Death and Transfiguration. And it's about a guy who's on his deathbed, basically waiting for the last few days of his life alone before he passes on. I thought, well, that would work. And then I sort of, you look at some of the different motifs, and it actually opens with labored breathing. And then there's points in the middle where there's actually coughing from the low breath. Like, wow, that's really fitting, actually. This piece will work. So I want to talk you through this piece so you know what to hear for and why it's such a great piece. So the piece starts very quiet with the low string, with the strings here. What you'll hear is sort of this offbeat, labored breathing. It's between sort of duples and triplets. It's not constant. And that same rhythm gets past the timpani, where it almost sounds like an irregular heartbeat, right? So clearly he's there. He knows the time is coming. And what does he do? Of course, he starts to think back of some of the nice memories. You're going to hear some flutes, trying to bring that. And then this opening section is kind of quiet. You're going to hear basically a surprise, and the fate theme comes. Dum, bum, 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 bum. And for those of you who watch more movies and symphony concerts, this is the bad guy. Okay, this is the bad guy. And that you can hear this play out. Of course, that's sort of foreboding of his upcoming death. But the way he combats that is to think back of the memories of the good times, which I think a lot of us did while we were locked down and didn't have a lot of things to do. We thought about our memories and stuff. So he goes back and thinks about memories. You're going to hear this beautiful section with flutes, with string solos coming out. And then as it comes out, you're going to hear the fate theme try to rear its head through the violas. Bum, 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 bum. But it only lasts about 8 measures or so, because he then comes back and thinks of another great memory. Ba, 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 ba. And I sort of think of this as when he met somebody. Maybe he swiped and she swiped and they met. So oh my God, we can now start chatting and stuff, right? And so you're going to hear this sort of dating sort of theme right there, and that then transitions into just a very passionate, romantic section. So clearly they're not at the meet for coffee stage, right? They're meeting for coffee, they're meeting in person. What you're going to find here is this passionate theme with the strings and counterpoint with the winds. It gets interrupted by the low brass. Bah, 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 and literally it stops. We have to stop. And then he goes, okay, now let me think back. Oh, there was such a romantic period. Really good coffee. Keeps going, and then more. And then, but he powers through. And what we introduce here now is the great love theme. And that, if you recognize, how many watched the original Superman with Christopher Reeve? I know this is aging some of you, right? But that love theme that John Williams used actually comes from this. And you're going to recognize that. It's sort of his way of sort of triumphantly, at least it's a Pyrrhic victory, obviously, but he sort of defeats that. And then that whole thing fades away, and we kind of wind back to he's back in his bed. You'll hear the heartbeat, you'll hear that sort of thing. And then, as fate will have it, it comes back. And at this point, unfortunately, there's no more defense left. You're going to hear the theme go up and up and up, sort of, and fade into a gong. And this is when he passes. Now, here's the cool part here. what now ensues is probably 4 minutes of some of the most lovely, gorgeous music in probably all the repertoire. So because he's, he's lived his life great, it's not that he just dies. If you watch the James Bond movie, you know how the recent James Bond movie, it's like 25 minutes of him preparing for him to die, right? It's like they're honoring Daniel Craig for so long. It's a little bit like that, except, it's like the missile comes at the beginning. So you know he's dead, so you don't have to deal with all that anticipation, right? So you have the 4 minutes where it's just celebrating it's just this wonderful thing. And basically, he's, transitioned to that next life, whatever it may be. So very, very programmatic, right? I hope you can follow the music of that storyline. Now, if this is a little too much for you emotionally, I do have a bit of a remedy. It turns out that Town Hall is serving alcohol. They have these sippy cups. You can get it in intermission, right? It has lids, and you have to have a lid. You can't do open, like this, right? You have a lid, and you can drink in here, which is just awesome, right? So if you need a little pick-me-up for the second half, you can get some of that there. The last thing we'll say, and we'll start the music because I don't want to blab too much. If you bought a single ticket, you can go during intermission and exchange that for season tickets. Well, obviously you have to pay more, but you get it really good. You basically buy one more. It's kind of like a buy two get one free thing. It's a no-brainer. So if you enjoy the music for tonight, please consider coming for the rest of our season. And here is Strauss' Death and Transfiguration. Thank you. We haven't started yet.